Hello and welcome to the Mason High School varsity baseball field for a crucial GMC matchup between the Mason Comets and the Lakota East Thunderhawks. I'm Addison Lenhart alongside my partner Ben Haller. And Ben, the Comets come into this game in the middle of the GMC earlier on in this season, but they have fought back and are in the thick of the GMC race. Still an opportunity to win the title if they can get some help from Oak Hills, 13-4 on the season, riding a 9-game winning streak.
Yeah, should be a good one. Two teams, second and third place in the GMC respectively. Oak Hill's number one. They got a couple more games. You know, if the Comets or Thunderhawks, whichever one, if they want some help, if they want to win that GMC, they're going to have to get some help from the teams that are playing Oak Hills. As Comets get a quick out off the ground out by Rabin.
Brendan Garula on the mound for the Comets today. He's been one of the best pitchers in the entire GMC this season. Coming into this game, third in strikeouts with 50 on the season, behind two Lakota East pitchers, actually. And he's ahead in the count 0-1.
Yeah, he's behind two Lakota East pitchers, but neither of those are the ones on the mound today. That's Whitaker and Bachman. It'll be French on the mound for the Thunderhawks. And his counterpart, Brendan Garula, like you said, best pitcher on this Comets rotation so far this year. Gets a foul tip there.
And Penix with a big swing there. Not able to get solid contact, and Garula is ahead in the count 1-2 with one down. Here's the payoff pitch. Called strike three. Garula with strikeout number one.
Garula, one of the few lefties on this Comets rotation. That's very beneficial going against a team like Lakota East that has a lot of righties in it. And you saw it there.
Up to the plate now for the Thunderhawks is Colin Sweeney, the left fielder. And he's going to take a breaking ball in the outside corner for strike number one. So Garula's gotten two outs quickly. And he's ahead in the count now on Sweeney, 0-2. In the Comets' last matchup against the Thunderhawks, they took that game 12-3 at Lakota East, Ben.
And last time we saw Garula pitch, we talked about it. He does not waste time. Strike three on three straight pitches. Just as I'm about to mention, now he doesn't get down in counts. He's very efficient. And a 1-2-3 inning there from Garula.
What a start there from Brendan Garula. Two straight strikeouts, making quick work of the Lakota East top three. And the Comets are going to get an opportunity to boast an offense that has been extremely solid in the past 9 games, riding that 9-game winning streak. They, in their last game, beating Hamilton 12-0 on the road. That was a huge GMC win that kept them in the race. And they're going to need more of an offensive outburst here to take this game against the Thunderhawks.
Yeah, an offense that's been really inconsistent as of late, as of earlier in the season, but they've really improved. They lost that game to Princeton, a terrible loss in their eyes, and Bly wasn't very happy about it. But the Comets have not lost a game since then.
Yeah, the Comets have been on a tear lately. 2 tough losses, one at Prasco Park at the hands of the Kings Knights. Lost that game in extra innings, as we're going to take a look at the starting lineup here for the Comets. Max Johnson, who's been their glue guy for 4 years now on the varsity squad, playing extremely well in his 3 years that he's been a member of this team. Jake Hanley, the freshman, batting second. Ben Stewart playing third base. He's probably been the best offensive weapon for the Comets this season.
Yeah, there's a few guys you could look at in terms of that title. And you look at their standouts. Michael Murphy, 4th in the GMC in batting average, and he didn't play a lot to start the season offensively. He's been consistently Comets' second starting pitcher all year long. But just recently they inserted him into the lineup, and it worked really well, as you can see. Ben Stewart also leads the GMC in 3 home runs.
Yeah, we talked about Murphy pregame. Kind of a quiet season he's had. He's been one of the better pitchers, more consistent pitchers on this Comets squad all season. And he's been a reliable bat at the plate as well. He's going to be hitting 5th today in the DH position, as they're going to see what they can get going against Lakota East's French. Of course, Max Johnson, a switch hitter, gets any advantage he wants. He's going to step in to the left-handed batter's box here to lead things off.
Yeah, Johnson, up to this point in the year, really an on-base guy. You can tell whether that's the pitcher's kind of laying off and being a little scared. You know, they see an Indiana commit on the scouting report. But we'll see what he can get going here for the Comets. First pitch, wild. Not too much damage with no one on base.
And, of course, Johnson's got a little bit of pop in his bat. Did have a home run earlier on in this season against Middletown. Not known for his pop, more of a contact hitter and speed guy, but he certainly got it in that bat. As the 1-0 pitch is way outside from French, and he's behind in the count 2-0.
Quickly, French is up to something that Garula did not do once in the first inning. That's get behind in the count.
Johnson on the ground, left side. Third baseman's got to make a tough play, and he got him at first base. Beautiful stretch by the first baseman there for Lakota East. That's Troy Dilly on the throw from Sam Penix. And Johnson is retired for out number 1.
Yeah, Penix stumbled a little bit on that one. That's why the throw was a little late and a little wild. But a great recovery there.
In steps Jake Hanley, the freshman, playing first base for the Comets today. And he takes a big swing and miss at pitch number 1 from French.
Hanley, someone just named second in the state out of all freshmen as he takes strike 1. But he's someone that he's coming into the season. A lot of people expect him to be more of a pitcher, and that didn't work out as well as people expected. But I would definitely say he's overachieved as a hitter as he takes strike 3.
Hanley goes down now. And French and Garula have had their way with these lineups early on in this season. And we talk about the impact that Jake Hanley has had as a freshman this season. Comets have had a couple young players make a big impact early on in this season. Mark Rutherford, one of the top-rated catchers in the state of Ohio, being one of them, as Ben Stewart is going to step in for the Comets, and he's going to take ball number 1.
Yeah, Stewart's a do-it-all guy for the Comets. He leads the league, or tied for the league lead in home runs, also batting well above 300, and top of the Comets order in terms of RBI. So he's really somewhere exactly the kind of guy you want in that 3-hole.
Stewart ahead 2-0 in the count. He's going to take ball number 3. And so Stewart in control of this at-bat, 3-0 with 2 down. Garula on deck for the Comets. And Stewart's going to take that one on the outside corner for strike number 1. 3-1 the count now. And Stewart is going to ground that one foul over towards the third base coach, Kurt Bly.
Good work by French running the count full after going down 3-0. He was down 3-0 in the at-bat against Johnson as well and got Johnson to ground out softly, so we'll see what he can do here.
Here's the payoff pitch. Breaking ball, and that one is inside, and French wanted it. And you can see the frustration on the mound as now he's going to have to face Brendan Garula. And Ben, it'd be hard-pressed to say that the Comets would be where they are right now in this season in position to win the GMC if it wasn't for Brendan Garula.
Yeah, absolutely, and he's another overachiever, pitching and hitting. Early in the season, he had an injury.
And Garula is going to take that one on the outside corner for strike number 1. Stewart leads off first. Here's the 0-1 pitch. He's going to take that one for strike number 2. Garula down 0-2 in the count with 2 down. French is first base.
Yeah, Garula top of the team for the Comets in terms of RBI. As he swings and misses there, that'll be the final out of the inning. Both teams go down quietly.
Stewart was off on the play. It doesn't matter as French retires Garula.
Your score after the first inning, Mason 0, Lakota East 0. The Mason Home Run Club would like to thank all of our sponsors. This
We're going
year
to head
we'll be
to a
both
break
recognizing our
after
2020
one
and 2021
as the
donors.
Comets
You can also
not
see
able
a
to get
full
anything
list of our
across
sponsors
0-0.
on the Mason Baseball website Number 21, Mike Sprocket.
And welcome back. If you're just joining us, the Comets and the Thunderhawks went down fairly quickly. The Comets got a base runner, Ben Stewart, on first base after a walk from the Lakota East pitcher French. And Garula was able to retire the Thunderhawks 1-2-3, and he's ahead in the count against Mike Sprocket, the catcher here, 0-1, catching the inside corner on the breaking ball.
Yeah, Sprocket really an all-around guy for the Thunderhawks, batting .384 on the season, on-base percentage of .466. He's got 3 stolen bases and 21 RBI, so that's what I see pre-games. A little more of a power hitter.
He took a big swing there. Nothing doing. And here's the payoff. Garula tried to get the breaking ball. Sprocket wasn't biting, and it's 1-2.
Two strikes now. Garula's been very effective in this situation in the first inning. Sprocket fouls it off.
Count remains at 1-2.
We'll try it again.
Here's the 1-2. And a big swing and miss there from Sprocket, and Garula has strikeout number 3 already.
You can see the confidence and swagger that Garula is playing
Number
with
6,
so far.
Kyle
Faced 4
Stoughton.
batters and had no trouble with any of them.
It's going to be Kyle Stoughton, the center fielder for the Thunderhawks. And Garula really likes to work with a lot of pace, Ben. Very deliberate and diligent with his pitches on the mound.
Stoughton's a guy who's definitely going to be more of a speed guy. Once you get him on base, he's really a threat to steal the 2 bases. He's got just as many runs as he does hits so far in the season, so you can definitely feel the danger when he gets on the base pads, batting .303.
And he's going to foul that one over towards the street there as Garula evens the count at 1-1. One down in the inning. Here's the pitch from Garula. Breaking ball on the ground over to the first baseman, Hanley. Fumbles it a bit, and he'll take it over to first base himself for out number 2.
Thunderhawks yet to get a ball up in the air so far. All outs have been either a strikeout or ground out. And Garula's been doing that really well. He's working the lower part of the strike
Number
zone.
9, Dylan Lacey.
And Dylan Lacey's going to step into the box for the Thunderhawks now, the DH for Lakota East.
Lacey, not as efficient so far in the season as batters up to him, only batting .167.
As he takes strike number 1 on the outside corner there from Garula. Big swing and miss there from Lacey, and he's down 0-2 quickly. And Garula has really done a nice job of painting those corners early on in this game.
Yeah, that one was definitely a little low. If he didn't swing, I'm sure it would have been a ball. And Lacey's chasing the first 2 pitches.
Garula on the outside corner. Johnson, the shortstop, certainly thought he had him. A few groans for Mason Faithful. Garula go right back at it again at the count 1-2. And he skips one in front of his catcher, Brady Bly.
Brady Bly's done a pretty good job so far. As you saw, Garula, you said it earlier, Garula's done a nice job painting corners. A lot of that's due to Bly framing some strikes.
Pitch from Garula is hit high and deep down the left field line. Jackson Orlando on the run, and it's going to be foul.
Good contact there from Lacey, just a little late.
Two-two the count. Two down in the inning as Lacey will do it again after that, sending that one down the left field line. Orlando favoring left center field. He'll shade a little bit more towards the line here, and Garula with the breaking ball. And that's just filthy.
That was a beautiful pitch from Garula. Lacey, really had no chance to hit that one. He kind of felt like from the beginning that was out of the zone, so he wasn't going to swing at all.
Brendan Garula working with a high efficiency in this game so far with 4 strikeouts through 6 batters.
We're going to head to break, due up for the Comets, Murphy Molnar. Orlando. Catch.
And welcome
Number
back
4,
to
Michael
Mason High School as we've
Murphy.
got Michael Murphy stepping in to the box for the Comets. Fairly quiet offensive game from each of these two teams. Lakota East has gone 6 up and 6 down as the Comets will look to get something going in their half of the second.
Murphy, we talked about it earlier. Takes ball 1. Kind of a breakthrough athlete from the middle of the year. All he needed was a chance, and he got that chance. And look at him now, batting .409 nearing the end of the season.
Carson French skips that first pitch
Of course,
into the dirt, and he does it right again to get the count to 2-0.
Of course, this is the GMC finale for the Comets. 13-4 is their record in the GMC. One of their losses was to Princeton. Definitely a loss they wanted to take back. But you say that, and it's funny how sports work. A lot of it's about momentum as Murphy takes another ball. And would the Comets have gone on this run if they didn't have that Princeton loss, if they didn't have that kind of wake-up moment? They beat Hamilton twice and Lakota East once and looking to sweep East.
Of course, going on that 9-game winning streak after 2 tough losses. That one to Kings in extra innings at Prasco, and then a couple days after that, going down 4-0 at the hand of the Princeton Vikings as Michael Molnar is now going to step
Number
to the plate
23, Michael Molnar.
for the Comets.
Molnar's someone you could say maybe a little underachieved. His numbers aren't great this year, but he's someone who plays clutch.
The first pitch to Molnar is a breaking ball in the outside corner for strike number 1.
When he's had opportunities with runners in scoring position, he's been able to capitalize at a pretty high rate so far this season.
French throws over to try and catch Murphy napping, nothing doing. Molnar down in the count 0-1. Here's the pitch, and that one is skied into shallow center field. Murphy is going to go halfway. It's going to be caught, and Murphy will head back to first base.
Good play by Staunton calling on the right fielder.
Number
Orlando
13,
up.
Jackson Orlando.
Coming into the season was named to be one of the breakout stars in the GMC, one of the best players of the city, was a prediction from his Cincinnati.com website. And we haven't seen that to perfection so far yet this year. He showed some potential, but hasn't reached it totally yet. Hoping to break out here soon.
And they're going to throw back over, and it's thrown down the right field line. Murphy is going to head to second, and he's going to stop there. So a mistake from the Lakota East infield. Getting a little too cutesy trying to pick off Murphy there, and it's going to cost him a base runner. So they got a runner in scoring position now for the senior Jackson Orlando with .375 his sophomore year as a member of this Comets varsity squad. Here's the pitch from French, and he drills Jackson Orlando right in the back. So now the Comets, with runners on first and second, that's going to bring up the sophomore Drew Cox, the second baseman.
It'll be Bly coming up, the catcher. He's had his struggles this season as well, but he's been really efficient behind the plate.
Number 9, Brady
Defensive-wise.
Bly.
And Drew Cox is actually going to be on deck as Bly steps in, the catcher. He's been responsible for a lot of Garula's pitching performances this season. As you've got Orlando on first and Michael Murphy leading off second. French in a precarious position in the bottom of the second. Outside corner, a little bit too far outside, and Bly's ahead 1-0.
And Bly's RBI numbers are going to be a little down this year, but he hasn't had a ton of opportunities. In front of him are two guys we talked about that are kind of underachieving in Orlando and Molnar, and he's had to bat behind him all season long.
Bly with a big swing and miss on a ball in the dirt there, and it's 1-1.
French trying to keep his pitch count down. He's run the count full a few times so far. It's only the second.
Here's the pitch. And it sails outside and high for ball number 2. And that's what we've seen from a lot of French's pitches. Some of them have sailed kind of towards a right-handed batter's box and high, as we saw in that last play from Jackson Orlando. And that hit by pitch is Bly. Muscles that one foul.
You know, Bly's average numbers and on-base percentage numbers are going to be a little down, but he's someone who gets some good at-bats. Staying alive. That's been a theme for him all year. And you've seen some of the potential he has.
Bly with a swing and miss there. And he's going to go down for out number 2, and that's going to bring in the second baseman, Drew Cox.
Number 27, Drew Cox.
Two on, 2 down for the Comets in the bottom of the second.
Cox a big part of the Comets' future. Playing second base and definitely improved as of late in almost every area.
Breaking ball there on the outside corner for strike number 1 from Carson French.
Two on, 2 out. For Cox, we'll see what he can do here as he takes another ball.
Count even at 1-1 now. French has had a little trouble locating some of his pitches. Hasn't cost him any runs yet. 1-1 the count. Cox with a line drive, center field. But that's playable, and it's going to be caught by the center fielder, Stoughton. Lakota East is going to get out of a 2-on and a 1-out jam. We're going to head to a quick break. We'll be right back with the top of the third inning as both teams scoreless through 2.
Your score after
Welcome back to third inning action here at Mason Comet Field. Stepping in for the Thunderhawks now It's going to be Jacob Finley. Dilly's going to be up at the plate. 3 straight strikes. Garula wasting no time sitting down Dilly. That'll bring up Finley now, the right fielder.
And that's really been the name of the game all season for Brendan Garula.
Number 12.
Is the pace
Jacob
at which he works
Finley.
and his efficiency on the mound. He leads. He's close to the top of the GMC in strikeouts, but he does it with a low pitch count almost every single game. And he's got 5 strikeouts. He's faced 7 batters and struck out 5 of them early on in this game.
Garula's had a lot of innings pitched this year, and you can do that when you keep your pitch count low. Slow grounder to Garula. See if he can make that play. Handled by Hanley. 2 quick outs in the third.
Garula's showing the versatility and the athleticism. When he's not pitching, he's typically in the outfield, playing center field for the Comets, showing that range and fielding ability on that play there.
In comes the second baseman, Laguna. Perfect pitch outside corner from Garula, strike 1.
If you're Lakota East right now, you're just looking for somebody to kind of break that barrier and get on base. Garula has been perfect.
Skied foul down the first baseline. Going to be out of play.
Garula has faced 8 and retired 8. Nobody from Lakota East has even reached base yet. Nobody's even hit the ball really into the air. It's been a lot of ground balls and a lot of strikeouts that Garula's been able to induce.
1-2. Fouled back once again. 0-2. By Laguna.
Typically, Garula likes to go with the breaking ball when he's ahead in the count.
And he got it there. Breaking ball to perfection. Sits down Laguna. Quick third inning for Garula. As we'll head to the bottom of the third, see if Mason can scratch anything off. The Lakota East, nothing doing through 3. Welcome back to bottom of the third action here from Mason Common Field. No score.
Number 3, Max Johnson.
Comets at the top of their lineup once again will be Max Johnson to lead things off. Indiana University baseball commit.
Both teams have taken a trip through their lineup. No hits or runs to show for it. Lakota East not even a base runner. Comets had first and second with 1 out in the last inning and were unable to scratch anything across as French throws the first ball of the at-bat. But the Comets have been pretty solid offensively on this 9-game winning streak. Been able to put some runs on the board. Had 11 against Sycamore on Friday night. And then the next day on Saturday, put up 12 against Hamilton.
It's the third wild pitch through 3 innings from French. Luckily, all 3 of them came with no one on. We'll see if Johnson can change that here. They had 2 base runners in the second, 1 in the first. Pitch a little bit outside. Makes count 3-0. And French has struggled a little bit so far, getting ahead in the count. Something his counterpart Garula has done to perfection. That one right down the middle, no question about it.
And the thing the Comets haven't done in this game that they've been able to do in past games is hit with runners in scoring position, take advantage of those mistakes.
And ball 4 to Max Johnson off the outside corner. And for the second straight inning, Comets have someone on with no one out. It'll be Hanley, the freshman. We'll see what he can do.
Johnson extremely dangerous on the base paths.
Hanley.
One of the most talented athletes on this Comet squad. He's got a lot of speed.
He's definitely the guy you want on base with no one out. And the spot of the lineup you want with Jake Hanley, Ben Stewart, Brendan Garula due up.
And French has had a lot of those balls kind of head towards that right-hand batter's box. He's got to be careful not to let one get to the backstop here again.
2-0 once again. Down in the count is French.
And I like this move by Sprocket, trying to go out there and calm his pitcher down a little bit. Meat of the order coming up for the Comets, one of their most talented base runners on the base paths. Obviously, the game's still tied, no hits yet for either squad. But you want to just make sure that French is able to stay composed here in a big spot in the game.
2-0 now, Hanley standing in. Looking for anything to get Johnson over. No runs yet this game. And he knocks that one through the gap. That'll get him over. They're going to hold Johnson at second. And a no-out single for Hanley puts 2 on. Brings up Ben Stewart to the plate.
That's what Hanley has done pretty much all season. Hasn't hit with a ton of power for this Comet squad, but he's been
Number 12,
all reliable, knocking those balls into the outfield, getting himself on base, driving in runs for the Comets all season. He's been a big part of the Comets offensively, and he's able to get them on the board and in the hit column here in the bottom of the third.
Stewart, an all-around player for the Comets. We mentioned it earlier. Now got a runner in scoring position, no one out. First pitch low and outside, ball 1.
And Stewart, one of the best hitters, not only on this team, but in the conference as well. And with Johnson on second base, this is not the matchup that you want if you're Carson French. Got to be careful to not give Stewart too much.
Nails one. Shortstop can't get there. They're going to wave Johnson around. No play at the plate, and Comets have a 1-0 lead. Ball gets away from the catcher. Hanley will head into third. And an RBI single from the senior, Ben Stewart, puts the Comets on top.
And a bad situation for Carson French turns even worse, just as we said with Johnson on second base. That speed, you got to think that Coach Bly might not have sent really anybody else on this team to the plate on that play. Kind of a dribbler that just got past the shortstop. Johnson using that speed, able to come around. And Lakota East, who's had a couple miscues defensively in this game, not able to cleanly get that ball back into the infield. And so now the Comets with second and third, and another one of their talented hitters, the cleanup hitter, Brendan Garula, trying to help himself a little bit here.
We'll see if he can give himself some insurance. He's pitched really well with a lot of confidence. Let's see if he can translate. Swings at a low, strike 1.
There's a good breaking ball there from French, trying to catch Garula off guard a little bit. French kind of getting up there in pitch count with 42 through 2 innings.
Yeah, hasn't recorded an out yet in the third, and Garula's been through 3, only 31 pitches. As ball 2 there, low and outside again. Excuse me, ball 1.
If there's ever a time that Sprocket needs to be clean and secure behind the plate, it's right now with 2 runners on base for the Comets. Doing a good job keeping that one in front of him.
1-1 count, even fouled off by Garula.
Garula looked like he was sitting back waiting for a breaking ball on that play, a little behind that fastball. That's one typically that he likes to take into the gaps. He's got a lot of pop in that bat.
So that gets French ahead in the count 1-2. Garula thinks about it, able to lay off even the count of 2.
And it's pretty clear that Garula is going up there looking for that breaking ball. Swung and missed at that first one earlier, kind of sat back waiting for it on that last pitch, and then right there nearly took a whiff at that one in the dirt.
The 2-2. Low and outside, runs the count full.
This is exactly the at-bat you want to see from one of your stars with 2 on, working the count full, trying to load the bases here for your highest average hitter of the season, Michael Murphy.
Full count pitch outside, loads the bases, and a breakthrough star, and Michael Murphy's going to have a chance with bases loaded, no one out.
Number 4, Michael Murphy.
So big spot for a young star, a sophomore. Definitely a two-way player. Consistent second pitcher for the Comets, and he's made himself known in the 5 spot in the order.
And not many sophomores get an opportunity to bat in the 5 spot near the top half of the order on this Comet squad, but that just shows you the trust that this coaching staff has in Murphy and what he showed this season.
Beautiful fastball with some movement on that one for strike 1. Murphy not offering. Another perfectly placed ball outside corner. Quickly ahead in the count is French, 0-2.
And Murphy being a little patient up there, just saw his teammate Garula walk on about 4 straight pitches there from the pitcher French. Got ahead in the count, 0-2 on Garula, and then
3-1 away with 0-2.
French can't get too cutesy. He's got to stay up there and go right at Murphy here with the bases loaded.
Nowhere to put him. The 1-2's fouled off. We'll do it again.
And good job there from Murphy. Not a real hittable pitch outside corner on that fastball. Good job by him. Fouling that one off the other way.
Count's 1-2. Outside, he was the count.
And French has had a really hard time locating that breaking ball in this game, and now he's back even in the count, 2-2.
Got to be careful here with French. Slow grounder. No play except for at first. They're going to say he got him. But that gets the run in and moves the runners over. 2-0 now, still 1 out. And Molnar coming for the Comets. Murphy getting the job done.
Number 23.
That's just a good piece of hitting by Michael Murphy, fighting off a tough pitch, knowing that he's got a runner on third base. Hanley able to hustle home and score that run. French not getting off the mound super quickly there. Makes me wonder whether or not they were really looking to get that out at home the entire time. But they got an opportunity second and third. Michael Molnar, who's certainly one of the more talented hitters on this team, has got a chance to really break through in a big way right here.
We talked about the clutchness of Molnar. He's now got 2 in scoring position. Takes ball 1 low.
French has thrown now 23 pitches in this bottom of the 3rd inning. In comparison, through 2 innings, he had the same amount of pitches as Brendan Garula has thrown through 3.
That one was high and inside. Molnar able to lay off. And he's in head and count 2-0. There's that fastball once again. It has some movement on it, something not a lot of high schoolers are able to achieve.
Yeah, good-looking two-seamer there from French. He's got to fight back in this count now with runners in scoring position.
This one right down the middle, fouled off. Molnar a little eager early on that one.
Another fastball that had a little bit of wiggle to it. And that one was certainly up in the zone. And Molnar trying to take that one to left field, just got a little bit ahead of it.
2-2 is the count. That one low, Molnar just barely able to lay off. Runs the count full once again. So for the 3rd straight at bat, we're going to see a full count.
A lot of deliberate at-bats here from the Comets. Patience at the plate in this bottom of the 3rd.
Full count pitch to Molnar. Another soft grounder. The third baseman, they're coming home with it. Not in time. Molnar able to get the runner in and stay safe. 1st and 3rd now, and Comets take a 3-0 lead. Still 1 out.
With a dribbler like that, the speed of Molnar puts so much pressure on your defense. Stewart gets a great jump off the bat there.
Jackson, Orlando.
And Molnar's just got too much athleticism, too much foot speed, that there's really no other play than to try and go home and cut down that runner at the plate. And the Comets really have put together this 3-run inning here without hitting the ball that hard. It's just been situational, getting the ball in play and making Lakota East make plays defensively, which they have not been able to do.
You've been able to see the progression of the Comets just in this game alone. First, they only got 1 in with a walk. Starting to get a taste of some good hitting in the 2nd inning. And then really capitalize on it here. Good situational baseball all around for the Comets.
Now Jackson Orlando stepping in with a runner on third base. And if there was ever a time for a confidence booster for Jackson Orlando, it would be right now, a chance to really put this lead out of reach.
The inning started with a couple of walks. Inning started with a walk. Hanley and Stewart with a couple of singles brought one in. And then situational baseball has helped the Comets since then. Orlando squares to bunt on his way to second, and in there safely with no throw is Molnar. That'll put two in scoring position once again.
Coach Bly reading the situation there, knowing that he's got a runner on third base. Lakota East not willing to make that throw down to second and risk the speedy Garula coming home.
This one popped up to the right side by the plate. That'll be out of play.
And Orlando's really just got to stay calm here. All the pressure right now on French to get out of this inning with runners on second and third. Already 3 runs in on 3 hits. He's thrown 30 pitches. He's doubled his pitch count in this third inning.
This one skied into right field. They're going to hold Molnar up at third, but that does bring one in. Comets up to 4 runs now in the inning, and the hit parade continues. RBI single from the senior Orlando.
And that's got to feel real good for Jackson Orlando. Hasn't been one of the more effective offensive weapons this season, but that's a big-time hit there. Pushing another run across for the Comets, bringing in Brady Bly with an opportunity to keep this thing going.
You can kind of see the difference from top and the bottom of the lineup for the Comets, what it's been to how effective they've been getting on base up to this point in the season. But the bottom of the lineup's done well tonight. A slow bunt. It gets the runner in. Placed perfectly from Bly. They're going to hold Orlando at second. But once again, it's the situational baseball from the Comets. It's got them 5 runs now in this third inning.
And, I mean, Ben, what you don't realize, like, watching this game, is that earlier on in the season, playing teams like Kings, playing teams like Princeton, getting all these runners in scoring position, had bases loaded with nobody out in that Kings game, was unable to push any runs across. And what we're watching right now is just a completely different team, discipline-wise, at the plate.
Very different team, and Coach Bly wanted to make an emphasis of that when I talked to him earlier today. Just about the improvement, the talent's always been there for the Comets, but the improvement of situational baseball and the experience has come. And he feels like this team's really playing to their full potential right now. And this is the best time to be playing your best baseball heading into tournament play. They've got the winner of Princeton and Withrow coming up. Cody's head coach not happy about something. He's going to discuss it with the umpire.
It did look like Bly might not have gotten out of the box right away. They might be talking about a little interference here on that play. Molnar able to score on that play. We talk about situational baseball. A lot of times that can just be pushing the ball to the right side of the field, sacrificing it out for a run, but the Comets have been scoring without giving up any outs and really making it difficult on Lakota East starter Carson French.
Carson French now 5 runs in the inning, given up. All of them will be earned. Drew Cox coming to the plate now. First pitch knocks it. They're going to wave around Orlando. Not going to be a play at the plate. How about the offense for the Comets? Hasn't stopped this inning. They've now hit all the way around with the 9-hitter Drew Cox coming, the 1-hitter Max Johnson coming up for the second time this inning.
Number 3, Max Johnson.
I mean, it's really just been Carson French not really able to locate a lot of his pitches, and the Comets really weren't able to make him pay for his wildness earlier on in this game, and now they're certainly taking advantage of pitches that he's leaving over the plate, seeing the ball real well now. A couple times through the lineup, and French has been unable to get anything past these Comet hitters, as we're going to see a pitching change here from Lakota East.
I mean, where were these bats earlier in the season when they had a loss like 4-0 to Princeton, then they had that 2-1 loss to Kings, and had to rely on their pitching to get a lot of wins earlier in the season. But recently, this is going to be their fourth they've had 3 double-digit runs scored against Lakota East Hamilton twice, against 2 of the better teams in the GMC. They had a 1-0 loss to Lakota West early on, and just totally transformed the team. And when you get the situational baseball better, it gets their confidence up, and then you can start to do their own work at the plate. Lakota East is going to have a new pitcher coming in.
And of course, Lakota East has been no stranger to some of these tough losses earlier on in the season, taking a really bad loss to Coleraine kind of to begin their GMC West. And I mean, the Comets, in this third inning specifically, I mean, we saw the potential in those first couple innings, able to get some base runners. It seemed like they were seeing the ball pretty well against French. French was a little wild in those first innings.
Now pitching for the Thunderhawks,
The
number
Comets
1.
weren't able to make him pay,
Frank.
but it's been a whole different story in this third inning.
Connor Frank coming in for the Thunderhawks, the righty. Going to see if he can try to stop this Mason run. They batted all the way around now, scoring 6 runs, only 1 out. That out came on an RBI, fielder's choice.
And Johnson scored the first run of this inning, got the Comets on the board. He's got a little bit of pop in his bat. He's got an opportunity to keep things going here.
He's got 1 in scoring position, 1 on first, takes ball 1, squared around a bunt, quickly laid off.
And that's interesting to see, and that's something that Coach Bly preaches to his guys, is that no matter how big your name is, you still got to play that situational baseball. Johnson, an Indiana commit, still looking to contribute to the team however possible. Not something you see often, one of your stars squaring around a bunt with runners in scoring position in the midst of a huge inning.
Not only the team, but that's the kind of guy Max Johnson is. He's willing to do anything he can for his team to get a W. And he's taken 3 balls to start his at-bat, 3-0. 1 ball away from his second walk of the inning.
And not a good start here from Frank. He's really got to bear down and get a strike here, as he does. The last thing you want is for the bases to be loaded for Hanley, Stewart, and then Garula to be coming up once again in this inning.
3-1 outside, and Max Johnson's second walk of the inning will load the bases. And Hanley's got another pretty good situation here. He had a single earlier in the inning that moved the runners
Number
over.
34, Jake Hanley.
Set up an RBI situation for Stewart.
If you want to look at the struggles from Lakota East, and it pretty much boils down to this, it's their inability to really throw strikes at timely opportunities. And that's pretty much how it goes at all levels of baseball. If you're not able to throw strikes, you're not going to have success defensively.
We'll see what Hanley can do. First pitch to him, high and outside.
And Hanley drove in that first run for the Comets. Actually, no, I believe that was Stewart, but Hanley able to keep that rally going. We'll see if he can do it here again.
Another pitch, exact same spot, high and outside.
For how wild French looked in those first couple innings, Frank has come into this game looking to one-up him, it seems.
He has thrown 6 pitches. 5 of them have been balls so far. As there's another one. Excuse me, that one's a strike, making it 2-1. Two-1 to Hanley. Skied behind the plate. That one out of play.
And this is a big opportunity here for Frank, and he's got to capitalize off the fact that he's been able to get Hanley down in the count here 2-2.
2-2 pitch. Hanley fouled off, able to stay alive.
And good job there by Hanley to fight off that breaking ball. Coming for his back ankle there. Not necessarily a pitch you want to put in play, but a pitch you want to foul off and keep the at-bat going, which is what he did there.
Hanley able to put himself in decent position here. 2-2 as he rips this one. That one's deep. Going all the way. It's fair and it's gone. Jake Hanley. A grand slam for the freshman. That puts the Comets at the run rule limit. 10-0 now. And what a moment for the Comets. What a moment for the freshman.
Jake Hanley. Frank leaves one over the inside part of the plate, and Hanley turns on that one. And you could see the body language of the right fielder for Lakota East there. He knew that one was gone directly off the bat. Hanley pointed his hands up into the air. He knew that thing was gone. And a 10-run inning for the Comets on 7 hits. And they've all come in this 3rd inning. It's been unbelievable.
Stewart now, maybe trying to start another run for the Comets. But 10-0 against Lakota East Thunderhawks team, top half of the GMC. This game's kind of fighting for 2nd place. That's if Oak Hills doesn't lose any more games. As Stewart rips one. Left fielder going back. That one's fair. Down to the wall. Stewart with a stand-up double, trying to start another run for the Comets, and they're just ripping Frank now.
And of course, the OHSAA tournament bracket coming out last night. As we take a look at it here, Mason seated at a 5, and you can tell right now, Ben, they're feeling a certain bit of disrespect here. Lakota East was actually seated ahead of them at a 4 in the Cincinnati region. And as Michael Jordan would say, Mason has certainly taken that personal.
Exactly what I was about to say. Taking it personal as Comets, showing they're the better team. You know, that 5 seed, a lot of that's due to the struggles they've had early on. But I mentioned it earlier, this is the best time to be playing your best baseball. And it seems like everyone's just improved. It's as a whole team, but it's all 9 guys on the field. It seems like playing better than they were early on the season.
And it's been pretty much all facets of the game. They're pitching better defensively. They've been sound, not making a lot of defensive mistakes. And, of course, obviously the big difference is the offense. We really talked about how in those first 2 innings it kind of seemed like it was a different team offensively for the Comets than it was in these past 2 games. Not really able to get anything going.
Logan Regg will be the 3rd pitcher just of the inning for the Thunderhawks. The Comets have been able to put together a 10-run rally with only 1 out. Batted around once already. They're now in the middle of their lineup. Cleanup hitter Gruel will come up. You know, earlier we were talking about his first at bat of the inning was just talking about getting him some insurance. I think it's safe to say he's got some insurance now.
He's definitely going to be working with a lot of comfort when he comes out for the top of the 4th inning. And from Lakota East, if you're in that dugout right now, not really sure where you're going from here. Comets certainly with a lot of momentum right now. A 10-run lead is nearly insurmountable. If not completely insurmountable. And of course, Ben Stewart came up to the plate, one of the only opportunities that the Comets had without runners in scoring position this inning. And now Garula's up at the plate. Ben Stewart, after that double, is in scoring position again.
First pitch to Garula right down the middle, fouled off the catcher's mask.
And it took the Comets a little bit to get adjusted to Carson French, not seeing the ball real well out of his hands to begin the game. Obviously, that changed. And then they had no problem with Connor Frank. We'll see if Garula can have some success here with the 3rd pitcher of the inning for the Thunderhawks.
He's got 1 runner in scoring position with 1 out. Second pitch low, ball 1 to him. Count even at 1. The righty Garula takes another one low.
And good looking fastball there. Not able to hit the zone, a little bit too low.
See if it switches with the
We'll see what Garula's approach is. Coming here 2-1. As a low one, skies that center fielder coming in, and it drops. Heading to first. And Stewart had to see if it was going to drop or not, so not able to score on that one. But it does put runner in the corners with one out now. Another hot hitter, and Michael Murphy coming up to the plate.
As of right now, the Comets are threatening
Number
to bat
4,
around twice.
Michael Murphy.
And this has kind of been a theme all season for Lakota East. Even early on in their schedule, is giving up these astronomically big innings. They had that game against Coleraine earlier on in this season. Surrendered a 9-run inning. Surrendered a huge inning against Loveland in extra innings. Ended up losing 19-11 after a 6-run inning, which meant the Tigers were able to force extra innings against the Thunderhawks, and then an 8-run inning in the top of the 8th, which
14 runs in 2 straight innings. It's a big momentum thing for Lakota East. Just when their confidence gets down, that's performance goes down with them. As a ball, another one there to Murphy. 1-1's the count. He's got runners in scoring position. Runners in the corners. Ball low again.
And in that game earlier on this season against Coleraine, gave up 12 runs in the 5th and 6th inning. And a lot of it was unearned runs. Andrew Bachman, one of the star pitchers on this Thunderhawk team, surrendered 10 runs, only 3 of them earned.
This one on the ground right to the shortstop. Flip to second. Can he get 2? He's able. And Lakota East able to get out of this 10-run inning. But not before Mason puts themselves in run rule position if they can hold them through 5.
Welcome back in to the Mason High School varsity baseball field, where the Comets have just put up 10 runs in the bottom of the 3rd inning and taken a commanding lead. Brendan Garula on the mound for the Comets has been dominant. Has worked through 3 innings, only throwing 33 pitches, but he's behind 2-0 in the count to the shortstop, Nick Rabin. The 2-0 pitch is fouled back. Garula will have to fight back with the count now at 2-1. 10 runs on 9 hits in that bottom of the third for the Comets. The big hit coming from Jake Hanley, a grand slam that snuck inside the right field foul pole. As Rabin swings and misses at the changeup there from Garula, and he's fought back to even the count at 2-2. The payoff pitch from Garula, it's a breaking ball. It sneaks just above the zone, and the count is full. Garula working with some pace in this at-bat. The full count pitch, and Rabin stood no chance. Down he goes, and Garula retires him for the first out of the inning.
Number 4, Sam Penix.
That's going to bring in the third baseman, Sam Penix. Of course, the Comets only need to navigate their way through 2 more innings to secure the run rule. Up 10-0 after 3. As Garula gets the called strike there on Penix to begin the at-bat. And he's going to hit Penix right in the back there. So Lakota East is going to get their first base runner with 1 down in the top of the 4th. Probably the first mistake we've seen so far from Garula, and that's going to bring in the left fielder, Colin Sweeney. Lefty on lefty matchup favors Garula here for the Comets. Penix leading off first. Big swing there from Sweeney, and he's down 0-1. 1 down in the inning. 1 base runner so far for the Thunderhawks. He stands on first base in the form of Sam Penix, the third baseman. As Garula is going to skip the breaking ball in the dirt right in front of his catcher, Brady Bly. Count even at 1-1. Garula gives him a look. He's going to foul that one down the left field line over towards the street. And Garula is going to be ahead in the count. 1-2. Penix will lead off first base. Garula working with some pace here. The payoff pitch to Sweeney. Skipped in the dirt. Penix is going to try and take second, and he will successfully. No throw from the catcher, Brady Bly. So Lakota East has their first base runner in scoring position. Count even at 2-2 with 1 down in the top of the 4th. One down in the inning. The pitch from Garula is taken low for ball number 3. So Garula, after starting off this inning so strong with a strikeout of Rabin, has kind of let these 2 batters get away from him a bit here. Big pitch here from Garula, taken on the inside corner, and Sweeney didn't pull the trigger. And that was a mistake as he's going to sit down. Garula with another strikeout. That's going to bring in the catcher, Mike Sprocket.
Number 21, Mike Sprocket.
Batting above .350 for the Thunderhawks this season. Pitch from Garula right down the heart of the plate for strike number 1. Penix on second. The pitch to Sprocket. Breaking ball. Looked like it might have cost the outside corner there, but too low. And it'll be ball number 1. Count even at 1-1. Garula's pitch is fouled off the glove of Brady Bly to the backstop. 1-2 the count now with 2 down in the top of the 4th. Here's the payoff pitch to Sprocket. Breaking ball inside corner, and he got him. And Sprocket is letting the home plate umpire have an earful there. Garula with another strikeout, striking out the side. And we're going to head to a quick break here No runs on no hits for Lakota East in the top half of the fourth. We'll see if the Comets can duplicate that third inning.
Bottom of the fourth action coming up, leading off the inning for the Comets. It's going to be Molnar.
Number 23,
Of course, we saw in the top
Michael
half of the fourth inning,
Molnar.
Garula with another near flawless inning. Hit Penix in the back to give Lakota East their first base runner, but was able to strike out the next two batters and escape that inning unscathed.
First pitch he sees, grounded to third baseman. High throw. They're going to call him out. Collision at first. Lakota East fans happy, not happy about it. Nothing intentional from Molnar.
And Molnar will come over.
It's going to give him a fist bump. Make sure everything's clean.
Good show of sportsmanship on that play there. Looked like just some incidental contact. First baseman just trying to come down and make that tag.
Number
Troy Dilly
13,
there.
Jackson, Orlando.
Molnar freight train running into Dilly there. Thankfully, no one hurt. That's going to bring in Jackson Orlando, who had a big hit in that last inning.
You can say that about all the Comets. Big hit in the last inning. 10 runs just in that third as Orlando takes strike one.
Yeah, they were certainly firing on all cylinders offensively in the bottom half of the third inning, scoring 10 runs. What was interesting, only 2 extra base hits from Comets in that inning came on back-to-back batters. Jake Hanley with that grand slam over the right field fence, and then Ben Stewart right after that following it up with a line drive off the left field fence for a double.
1-2 the count now. 2 strikes on Orlando. See what Ray could do when he got him swinging.
Cody certainly looking a bit more composed in the field right now. Ray looking strong.
Number 9, Brady Bly.
Brady Bly, the catcher, now going to get an opportunity. Of course, we head into the next inning, top of the fifth. If Lakota East is unable to score, that's going to do it for them.
Grounded right up the middle. Slow grounder. Tough play. Not able to be handled by the shortstop. That'll put Bly on. They might give him a base hit on that one. We'll await the official ruling. But that would have been a tough play for the shortstop anyway.
And Rabin unable to control that bouncer over the pitcher's head. Looked like he kind of tried to
27, Drew
scoop that one with his glove instead of just kind of catching it and making a nice easy throw over to first base. Brady Bly certainly not a speed demon, but he's going to reach base regardless. And we saw what happened when the Comets were able to get on base in that last inning, and it looks like they are going to give him a hit on that play there.
He does have 2 outs now. Drew Cox with the runner on first. Second pitch low to him. Ball 2.
And Cox drove in a run in that third inning, contributed to the 10-run inning there.
This one grounded third baseman. No trouble there. The throw on to first. Got him. Last chance coming up for the Thunderhawks to try to avoid the run rule. 10-0 through 4.
Number 23, Cole Haggard.
And welcome back to the Mason High School varsity baseball field. We've got a matchup between the Mason Comets and the Lakota East Thunderhawks. Comets lead 10-0 through 4. Brendan Garula has yet to surrender a hit. Surrendered one base runner in that last inning.
Pinch hitter Cole Haggard stepping in for the Thunderhawks, his first at bat of the game.
He's going to foul that one back. For strike number 1, the count will be even at 1-1.
Thunderhawks 3 outs away. Down to their final 3 outs, getting run ruled. Something nobody expected coming into this one. 2 teams in the top half of the GMC. Comets took the first game pretty easily. A result of them being very hot after that loss, terrible loss to Princeton.
2-1 the count. Garula's pitch is swung on and missed by Haggard, and the count is even at 2-2.
Garula's working very quickly, and that's a big reason this game's going by pretty fast. Only 6:15 after a 5 o'clock start time.
Payoff pitch from Garula is grounded to the left side. Stewart, throw to first. Out number 1. Garula is 2 outs away.
Number 9, Dylan Lacey.
It's going to bring in the DH, Dylan Lacey, for the Thunderhawks.
We talked about it early in the first and second inning, but it's even carried over till now in the 5th. Garula working in the lower part of the strike zone, able to get a lot of batters down low on ground balls. Strike 1 to Lacey.
Garula gets ahead in the count there. 0-1 to Lacey here. That pitch tails outside for ball number 1.
Pitch count at 56 now for Garula. Sneaks another one in there.
Make it 57 and add a strike there. 1-2 the count now for Garula to the DH, Dylan Lacey. Payoff pitch coming. Inside. That's going to be ball number 2 to even the count.
Good approach from Garula right there. Started in the zone. Sneaked inside. Good tape by Lacey.
Pitch from Garula is skied right side, but that's going to be foul and out of play. So they'll do it again with a 2-2 count. 1 down in the inning. Breaking ball in the dirt. Full count.
You can tell Garula really wanted that one. Just a little low, didn't have enough on it. And he's worked a full count, something Garula hasn't been in a lot of those situations today.
Garula skips another one in the dirt there. He's surrendered his second base runner. Looks like we're going to have a second pitch hitter come in. for the Thunderhawks.
Number 16, Riley Duperrier.
It's going to bring in Riley Duperrier for the Thunderhawks. That one is taken on the outside corner for strike number 1. Good location there on the fastball from Garula.
Strange move, Lakota East bringing in a lefty against the lefty Garula when they had that righty in there to lead off. But they do, with them almost at the run rule, they want to get some new faces, some at-bats.
Breaking ball a little bit too far outside and low. The count is even at 1-1. Haggard, or excuse me, that's Lacey on first base. He'll lead off. Pitch from Garula. Sails outside. Garula looking for a new ball here. 2-1 the count.
You can see him with a little fatigue now. 60 pitches through 5. It's a pretty good clip. But he's not pitching as efficiently as he was first few innings.
That one's going to be fouled into the screen. Garula will get the ball from his teammate Cox. Do it with a 2-2 count.
Crucial pitch from Garula. He doesn't want to surrender another walk. Putting him in that full count position could threaten.
Duperrier looking to protect here. Garula's 2-2. Swung on and missed. Another K for Brendan Garula, and he's an out away for securing the run rule here.
Finley.
Beautiful pitch from Garula up high. All hitters today have been anticipating the lower half of the zone. Garula really favors that and caught Duperrier off guard.
Strike 1 to Finley.
Another favorable matchup for Garula, lefty on lefty.
Here's the pitch. Breaking ball. Caught the inside corner, and he's a strike away from securing the run rule.
Beautiful breaking ball from Garula. Started nowhere near the strike zone. Nothing Finley could have done with that one. And he's 1 strike away.
Garula, the pitch is fouled back. Finley fighting to stay alive. Down to his final strike.
'69 is the pitch count right now. Can Garula get it done in 70?
Here's the payoff pitch. Low. And it'll be ball number 1. Tried to sneak the fastball there by Jacob Finley, and he wasn't biting.
Good approach.
Breaking ball. Sails a bit too far outside. Garula likes to go to that breaking ball up 2 strikes. Unable to control it there. Count even at 2-2 with 2 down. Lacey leads off of first base. Garula's pitch. In the zone. Brendan Garula secures the run rule and no hits the Lakota East Thunderhawks.
How about the performance from Brendan Garula? Started with the game plan, was perfect. Brady Bly was magnificent behind the plate with his frames, with his calls, and then Garula's talent, just getting it done.
0.
Mixing his velocity with his movement. You saw 2 impressive pitches back-to-back there with the great movement to strike out the second out of the inning, then the third out. Blows right by Finley, and Comets get a run rule, no hit. Not much better day you can ask for.
A phenomenal performance by the Comets offensively in that bottom of the 3rd inning. Jake Hanley with a grand slam, and Brendan Garula securing the no-hitter against the Thunderhawks. And that's going to do it for us. I'm Addison Leonard alongside my partner Ben Howler. Thanks for tuning in. Comets take this one 10-0 over the GM.